Hey guys, Jeff here, Dice Setters. So we were at Vegas last weekend, and I saw so many people doing so many stupid things. I just have to rant and rave about it. So this would be like how to manage your money 101. I think I already did that. So 102. The table that we wanted to play at, it must have opened up at 9, I guess, and we waited an hour and a half for two open spots. And we saw the people get up, eject more money from the ATM, and sit back down and play at this table. One guy I know probably had $3,000 that he ran through at this one table, and I just don't get it. So you come to the table knowing what you're going to play ahead of time. You come to the table with cash, and you know you're not going to get back into your wallet and get any more cash. It's as simple as that. That's how we win. That's how we come home with money. That's how we have a great experience. That's how it works. And if you lose the money that you have in your hand, that's it. You know, you're not going to win everything, but that's how you're going to sit there and make yourself a better player. So I thought two ways I could do it, but I wanted to have more times at the table. So I figured out a strategy that I could only use $100, and I might have to borrow $15 from, I might, just depending on where the come out roll is. But I figured I could do it for $100 a session. I do not play on anybody else's turn, unless my wife is rolling and she's rolling hot. I'll put it on the all tall small, and that's it. And there was one guy that was rolling, and I felt so sorry for him. He knew that there was something about doing the dice, doing something with these numbers to make them the same or something, and then he would take it, and each time the second row was a 7. And so if you sit there and 7 out every time around the table, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to put money on the don't pass. It's an easy $15 for me. If you 7 out on your second roll every time, $15, why not? That's the only time I play on somebody else's roll. So I came to the table, I gave my wife $400, I had $400, it was all cash, and we knew that when this $400 was gone, that's it. We'll go off and do something else. So that is 1 session, 2 sessions, 3 sessions, 4 sessions. Now again, I could easily play $200 a session, but then I probably only want to do 2 sessions. I had more money in my pocket, but that's what I wanted to play with. So when you come to the table, you've got to figure out beforehand, what are you going to put your money on? So what I do is I'll ask for black only. You say, why? Because then I can sit there and go 1 session, 2 session, 3 session, 4 session. There's no problem with me keeping track of which session I'm on. If I look in the corner and I have $300 on it, that means I have 3 more sessions left to go. If I have 2, 1, it's pretty simple, and that's how you win. That's how you go home with more money. You already know what you're going to bid on or put your money down on your turn. If they sit there and say you must play on other people's turns, it's real simple. Whatever the table minimum is, ours was 15. You put 15 on the pass, put 15 on the don't pass. The only time you're going to lose 15 is the come out roll is a 12. That's it. Simple. But so far, on the more expensive places to roll, no one's ever said that to me. But you want to learn how to go home with more money. That's how you go home with more money. Only bid and put money down on yourself. So, how do I play with $100? I'm going to sit there and say, you know what? I want change. They're going to give me change. That's already at the bottom of the abyss of the table. They're going to give me change for my 100. They're going to give me a big stack. A lot of times people take this and right into their where you keep your chips at, your chip rack, without counting it. I would count it. What happens if they're off? What happens if they're off by a nickel? You won't know. You won't know until you sit there and place everything. You go, I'm short a nickel. Count it while it's on the table. That way you know whether or not you were shorted. 25, 25, 25. 25 is 100. So I was not shorted. I did not short myself. Thank goodness. So you say, well, how do you play with only $100? It's real simple. I play at a $15 table. 15 on the pass. And it's going to be out of the camera view, but that's 15 from my pass. $3 on a crap check. You say, why? Because I don't want to lose my 15 bucks. If you get a 2, a 3, a 12, increase your C and put more money on the E, and you'll get your 15 bucks back. It's called insurance. Just do it. Then I'm going to sit there and put a nickel each on my all tall small, my bonus. And then this is what I have left over to sit there and put down the money I'm going to sit there and put down. My goal is to hit this guy. I could care less about this, but why not play it? I'm going to win it. So I'm going to put minimum. I'm going to put minimum. So I need a buck. I'm short a buck on my change. And minimum, I'm short $2 on my change. Or $3 on my change. But I still have $20 left over in case if I lose my all tall small, which would be a 7 on a come out. If I wanted to get lower than that, if my come out roll is a 5, a 6, and an 8, I can just avoid putting money on this because I got money on my pass line. And then I'm going to put $3. I'm going to put 15 bucks on the field. It's the Iron Cross. So of course I have dollars on here. I don't have change. I have one more dollar here. I don't have change. And then that would leave me $5. And you say, well, if you lost your all tall small, I'm not going to have money for my field. That's just tough. I'm not going to have money for my field. But I sit there and I put 15 in my field, 15 on the 5, 18 on the 6, 18 on the 8. If the come out roll is the 8, this goes away and back into my pile. If it's the 6, that goes away, back in my pile. If it's the 5, that goes away, back in my pile. Every roll I hit, I will be making something. I'm looking to hit a 2, a 12. It pays double. If I hit a 3, a 4, great. If I hit a 5, a 6, or an 8, I'm making a little bit, but a little bit's better than nothing. But I am after my all tall small. When my turn is over with, I put all my chips I have extra in my pocket. I might have to go digging for some if my come out roll is a 4, a 9, or a 10, and I lose my all tall small by hitting a 7 on my come out roll. But that's it. That's as simple as that. And then I repeat it. I sit there and give them another chip. I say I want change, and you sit there and lay it out identically. You go through 4 sessions, and then you're done. You walk away from the table. But $3 grand sitting at the table and lose it all, I don't understand. I absolutely don't understand. So you sit there and say, well, show us how you did. How would you play if you had $200 a session? So I would give them $200 for my session. I still again would play 15 on my pass. I still would have $3 on my C. And then I would sit there and do 25 on the 4, 25 on the 5, 25 on the 9, 25 on the 10. Hopefully I make a 6 or an 8. I wouldn't cover that. But then you're going to put 30 on the 6, or if the come out roll is a 6 and you make it that way, however you want to do it, however the come out roll is, you're just going to move your money down. And again, you've got to count how many times you get money for these, because you know 7's coming and you don't want to sit there and have $160 sitting here when the 7 comes. So try it with 1 roll, try it with 2 rolls, try to get yourself up to 5 rolls. And then shut these guys off. Because when the 7 rolls, you're going to be handed back this money. That's $160. And that $160 goes directly back into your pocket. That's how you win. That's exactly how you win. Know how much money you want to risk, know your strategy, and stick with your strategy. It's as simple as that. And if you do that, I guarantee you, you're going to come home with more money than sitting there feeding your credit card to the ATM machine and watching $3 grand roll out. But not everybody but one person was doing that method. Everyone but one person at the table was losing money at this table. And they sat there they must have been there for 2.5 hours. Because we waited an hour and a half just to get seated at this table. And what's fun about losing money? I want to win. And how are you going to win? Strategy. I'm only coming with 400. I'm not putting any more money into it. I'm going to play 2 times. I'm going to play 4 times. $100 each game. Know what you're going to place your money on. Stay away from the hard ways, unless you can tell me, you know what, every second roll I can roll a hard way. Okay, put a quarter on the hard way. Show me, prove it to me. If you can't roll a hard way every 2 or 3 times your roll, you're wasting your money. Don't put money down on the hard ways. Put money where you know you're going to make it. The Iron Cross. As long as you keep away from the 7, you can hit the 5, the 6, the 8, and all these numbers but the 7, and you're going to hit money every single time. And if you lose it, you're losing. If you have money on the 6, 8, and the 5 in the field, you're losing 51 up here and 15 down there when the 7 hits. Versus if you leave 160 up here when the 7 hits, you lose $160. Iron Cross is the way to go if you're trying to hit your all tall small. And if you can hit your all tall small every 2 times, start increasing it. Why stop at $5? Sit there and make it so that you have enough money to put $10 on the all tall small. If you can hit it every second turn, why not? Eventually you're going to sit there and say, you know what, I'm going to put a quarter. I'm going to put a quarter on the all tall small. Eventually you'll stop playing the Iron Cross and you're just going to put a quarter on the all tall small and play your minimum 15 on the pass line. If you got all 3 of these, that's over $7,000. Why not? But to sit there and go to the ATM machine and pull out $3 grand, which I saw, is not it. That's not playing. That's not happy. You're not going to be happy with yourself at the end of the day, and you're never going to catch your tail. But these people are trying to catch their tail. They're trying to catch the long roll. A long roll will never happen. The all tall small happens. My wife got her first small or tall. I forgot which one.
Tall.
She got her first tall, but it does happen. And how's it happen? It happens with dice setting. It happens with practicing. It happens with building a table. Now I'll tell you what. This one guy had more balls than I've ever had in my life. There was a table that was toward the exit. Nobody was playing with it. No, everything was shut down at this table, and the guy was sitting there practicing with dice. I'm surprised security wasn't like all over this guy. But you know what? If they're going to allow you to do it, why not? Why not sit there and bring yourself some dice and throw some and see how long you can throw some dice at one of their empty tables. I can't imagine it lasting very long, but he seemed to be the only one there and no security was around. More power to that guy. You're using your dice, but you're throwing at their table. Why not? Tell me in the comments if you've ever taken a set of dice and started rolling it at an empty table. And how long did you get away with this? Like, share, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Tell me what your strategies are. Tell me if you want me to play a strategy. I would love to play a strategy and see if I can't get it to work. That's it for now. Have yourself a great one, and remember, come home a winner. Don't come home a loser. And even if you were to lose the 400, you still have all that money in the bank. You still had fun. You still tried. You'll probably lose that in the slot machine playing in 4 or 5 hours worth. But this game here is different because you can determine the outcome of these dice. You can sit there and say, you know what, if I roll it just right, I know I'm not going to get a 7 for at least 10 rolls. You have the control of the dice. Use it to your advantage. It's the only game where you can determine the outcome so you know whether or not you're going to sit there and win money. Have a great one, guys. Bye.